we came to you in prayer with a humble heart. Please guide us and give us strength as we navigate through this day. Help us to be a vessel of to make a positive impact in the world.
May your presence be with me always, and may I always strive to do your will. Thank you for your blessings and for the gift of life. Amen.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever we are at this moment. We've decided to go straight to the point because it's a busy day, a busy time, a busy period, busy moment for every of our leaders. And we're planning to finish our masterclass earlier than expected today. So on this we want to appreciate all our great leaders that have joined us today and others that will be joining us earlier on. I want to appreciate Miss Ambassador Rachel ML. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I want to appreciate Dr. King David for still joining us this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. And I want to appreciate Professor Dr. Cyprian Delija from Albania. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today. And
Thank you.
permit me, we have all your profiles because we want to make up the time today. Please briefly introduce yourself and please be our first speaker this morning to lead us on April Y.Y.C.I International Academic Masterclass, and we are still on the journey of Mindset for Transforming Relationship Part 2. And I believe you have your book chapters that you have submitted to us, and feel free to share with us from your articles of your chapter, or if you have any other topic that we have stated, if you want to pick any of them, feel free to do so. So without wasting our time this morning, I would like to welcome Professor Spresa Delija from Albania. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. Oh my God, it's really a special morning today. And I would like to thank you personally, Queen Elizabeth II, and I mean, for the big and the huge, tremendous opportunities that you offer to all the speakers around the world. A big thank you goes to all the organizers of this important conference, but also you personally launching the new book on leadership and the CIS helping effective leadership in the world. Now, me personally, just a few words about myself. I'm Professor Dr. Shpresa Delija from Albania, and I am professor teaching methodology, psycholinguistics, but also I teach ethics to the master program students who are becoming teachers of English in Albania, but not only. Now, with the globalized world, they are moving to other countries as well and practicing teaching elsewhere. But also I'm a leader, and also I deal with teacher training a lot. I'm a book writer, poet, writer, and I love to be with you. So I'm the ambassador of wellness, ambassador of global peace, etc. So there are a lot of accolades, and I'm I don't want just to count all of them because we are short of time. Now let me just share the PowerPoint. So my talk is about the C's helping the progressive organizational skills in the world. I mean, concerning leadership in the world. Is it feasible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So now let's start from the very beginning. As I told you, the C's of effective leadership in our, in our countries, but not only, because UN asks for partnerships globally as well. So I'm going to talk about what is leadership, what is effective leadership, how to be peaceful at work, how to handle leadership at work, and why is peace important in the workplace, and some final tips and takeaways that we all need. So, according to all the scholars studying about the importance, but also the meaning of leadership, I would say that leadership is the ability of an individual or a group of people to influence and guide followers or members of an organization, society, or team. Leadership is often an attribute tied to a person's title, seniority, or ranking in hierarchy. Um, so we see, and this is taken from Wikipedia, but also there are a lot of scholars which I am going to, but I have included them in my chapter. So for the book. So leadership actually is to share vision, to share ideas, to share opinions in order to empower people, in order to inspire them, to motivate them in what they do, and to lead for change. And this is what we want to promote mostly. Leaders should be people who are knowledgeable in the field of leadership, but also in the field of management, right management, and also to lead for change. Um, so to be a leader, you should have a lot of attributes and skills as well. So one of the skills is to have interpersonal effectiveness. So to be effective in what leaders do in leading the country or leading the organization. And one of the acronyms, which is widely studied in the books of a lot of writers and scholars, is Dear Man, which means that D stands for describe the situation on the right time, and it describe it as it is, not to moderate it. E express feelings and opinions, but not to hurt the others. A means asserting our wishes by asking directly, and R, reinforcing the meaning of effectiveness. Whereas man means to be mindful, to appear confident, or to have confidence by tone and voice, and is easy manner by being humorous. So effectiveness, all in all, is very well described by this triangle. So you have to be aware of what you do. I mean, the leaders, what they do, to have the ability to lead, to have the commitment to lead, and also to have the attributes how to lead. So the attributes of a leader are guiding vision. Effective leaders know what they want to achieve and possess the strength of character to pursue their objectives in the face of opposition and despite setbacks. And we see that there are a lot of setbacks, challenges that the leaders can face. So the effective leader establishes achievable goals, but they should be attainable as well. They should be time binding as well. So the goals that they should set up, they should design, should be smart. They should be full of passion. So effective leaders believe passionately in their goals. They have a positive outlook on who they are, and they love what they do. Their passion of life is a guiding star for others to follow because they radiate promise. So people see them as savior. They should have integrity, which is, I would highlight it, on the top. So, because they know who they are effective leaders who are aware of their weaknesses, and they seek to improve the weaknesses. They only make promises they can't follow through on. So they do not work only for themselves, but they work for their citizens, for their people, for the benefit of their people. And they do not consider leadership, they do not consider leading the country as a business field of life. They should be honest. Leaders convey an aura of honesty in both their professional and their personal lives. They should be trustful. Effective leaders earn the trust of their followers and act on behalf of their followers. But also they should be curious, because leaders are learners. They do not stop studying and working and improving their intellectual capacity only receiving the diploma in their universities or in their schools, but they wonder about every aspect of their charge. They find out what they need to know in order to pursue their goals. And last but not least, they should be risk takers. Effective leaders take calculated risks when necessary to achieve their objectives. If a mistake is made, the effective leader will learn from the mistake and use it as an opportunity to explore other avenues, to explore other adventures in order to help his or her citizens. Another attribute of a leader is to be dedicated. So dedication develops the effective leader who is dedicated to his or her charge and will work constantly, continuously on behalf of those following. The leader gives himself or herself entirely to the task when it is necessary. So they give themselves for the benefit of their own people. But they should be charismatic. So charisma that they should bear is one of the attributes that is the most difficult to cultivate. It conveys maturity, it conveys respect for other followers, compassion, a fine sense of humor, and a love of humanity. The result is that leaders can motivate people to excel. So I would say that leaders should be good listeners and we all should be good listeners. So leaders have to listen and then to give their own decision or arguments on any kind of case. So this is the most important attribute of all. Listen to your followers. Listen to the people. And when you listen to the people, you are going to understand which are their needs, which are their wants, but the most, which are their aspirations. So it is important to develop C's of effective leadership, all the C's of effective leadership. Milton Berle, one of a very well-known writer, book writer, but also psychologue, he says that if opportunity doesn't knock, build the door, which means that we as leaders have to open the doors. I always say to my students, to the master program students or teacher students that I do teach to become teachers, or build the door for your students if you find it difficult to give opportunities to them. Though teachers should give opportunities to all the levels of students that they do have in their own classes. So the C's of effective leadership, I've counted only this, but there are others as well. And other speakers are going to talk about them as well. Clarity, competence, conciseness, concreteness, creativity, correctness, courage, curiosity, completeness. So all these help leaders to set up, to design smart objectives for their leadership, in their own country. And we know that, first of all, leaders should be clear in what they say, not to use very, very difficult terminology, very difficult words with all strata of people. Because the same language should not be used with, let's say, peasants or workers like we use with academia or scholars, etc. They should be competent of what they say, of what they do, but also they should be concise of what they do, what they say, in order to be understandable, in order to make their own people understand what they want from them. And also by being concise and concrete, they ask for creativity on the part of their people. So in a way, the leaders change their mindset, and changing the mindset helps them be creative, be open to all the situations that are created in the world and in their own countries, to build up partnerships with their people, but also with their counterparts in the world, to be correct of what they do, to be correct in the decisions that they make, and also to be courageous, to have courage. At the same time, to be courageous or to be strong does not mean that you have to be arrogant, but with courtesy, with politeness, you have to address too all the challenges that you face and all the problems that you face along with your leadership. And then, you have to follow this attribute, which is completeness, which means that once you design your plans, you have to finish it in order to accomplish the tasks that you have assigned to yourself as a leader. The power of peace in the workplace is very important. So, by developing the C's of effective leadership, we create a very positive environment in our job places. So, we need to have the power of peace in the workplace. And thanks to you, Queen Elizabeth, that you opened this conference with that prayer, which is really very peaceful, to tell us how important it is to love God and how important it is to live in peace. So, Kimberly Jones, another scholar, says that don't let people pull you into their storm, them into your peace. So, why to dig in the storm and to apprise the fights among people or among your co-workers in your job places, etc. Instead, we have to bring peace to them. Peaceful relations mean respect each other, to agree, to disagree. This is important. So, to agree to disagree, I would connect it with forgiveness as well. So, it's better to forgive. It's better to forget something which really can hurt the relationships in your job. Express yourself even more and lean onto your partner instead of turning away from them during difficult times. Take a breath. Taking a breath helps us, teachers, educators, leaders, to think more, to give the right answer, the right reply to all the situations that we are facing in our life. So, positive leadership actually is very powerful. And this is one of the diagrams which I've taken from the internet, actually. And it asks for positive impact that the leaders should have on the people, but also to drive positive cultures. And we know that we are living in the global village nowadays. So we move from one country to another country, and why not to share our culture, positive cultures, and to learn from this positive culture, to be creative, and to share this positive vision that we educators, we teachers, we trainers, we speakers, we presenters, and leaders should have. Lead with optimism. We should be optimistic in order to be creative, in order to be mindful. Also, to have comfort, or in order to confront and to transform the negativity that exists around us. And we know that the worst of that is that we see that there is war. And I mean, I don't know why it happens, because people want to live in peace, but because of the greedy of some leaders do have, because they don't bear the attributes that I just mentioned, they just insert all this and urge all these people into wars. Create great leaderships and teams, to work in teams, to work and to collaborate together, and treat all the partners as friends, as your sisters, as your brothers, that we are considering ourselves in our talks, in our conferences. Pursue excellence with love and accountability. Leaders should be accountable for what they do, and they should tell the people what they do, not to keep secret, not to hide their actions towards what they are doing in the country. To lead with purpose. So this is the meaning now. You have to be accountable to pursue excellence only when you follow the purpose. Why are you living? Why are you leading this country? Where are you going to send to this group of people in your organization or in the country? And also, in this way, we develop all the C's to the effective leadership, and we create a very positive environment for all the leaders, all the people, and trustfulness too at the same time. So their leadership is going to have a kind of an positive impact on your leadership, but also in the development and the prosperity of the country. Thank you so much.
So much,
Thank you.
Professor Stresa Delija from Albania. We really appreciate your time this morning, educating us on the 3 C's of a positive leadership model, which is very, very important that we all learn from it. You can put your slides down if it's possible. Yes, so that we can move on. Thank you so much for sharing with us this morning. And I would like to, you can remove your slides on.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Queen.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hopefully, I was just a little bit helpful. And
very helpful, very
yeah,
helpful.
sorry for leaving because I do have a lecture.
Before you leave quickly, if it is possible for just few minutes, I
Yes.
think Dr. King David raised his hand. Maybe you want to ask question.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Good morning, Prof. Professor Delija. Good morning, ma'am, for the wonderful presentation. Thanks very much, Professor Queen Elizabeth, for the opportunity. My question is just two. I carefully listened to your presentation. There's one particular quote you made that caught my attention. Very, very interesting. You said something, though I could not remember the name, the person that brought out the quote, but I just grabbed the quote. I was about to write the name before the slides went down. You said, opportunity does not knock, build a door. Oh, that is correct. Opportunity does not knock, build a door. Now, my question is, in Africa today, we have so many vibrant youth that so potential, talented, with a lot of skills. And we're living in a continent where our leaders are so greedy, selfish, and self-centered. Most of these vibrant youth with multi-talented skills live in a rural area where they are not being recognized. They can't be identified. What can they do in order for the opportunity to meet them? For example, we are living in a technological area where you can use your phone to do a lot of things. Some youth can, as well from the age of 18, 14, or 14, 15, up to 18 years, they are multi-talented. They have a lot of skill, but they don't have access to internet. They don't have access to mobile phone. They are not used to social media. So how will such people like that get access to opportunity? That is number one. Then number two, can our young vibrant youth succeed or succeeded without the effort of godfatherism. Because in Nigeria politics today, let me remove Nigeria, Africa as a whole. I was just listening to the parliamentary election that was conducted in Cameroon a few days ago. And imagine a man of 90 years emerged as a Senate president. The question now is, the man came in as a Senate president at the age of 90. He is going to rule for like extra 4 to 5 years. That means between 94 to 95 years, he will still be in power. When will the youth going to take over? What do you have to say regards to this? Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Ambassador King David. Really, the two questions are very interesting and very thoughtful, I would say. So first, is for the first question, to build doors, which is I mean, if you see that there is no opportunity, you just need to construct or to build doors, which means that I would say as an educator, but not a young educator, because my teaching career, training, teaching, and writing career is almost 50 years now. So it's a long experience. And through my experience, I would say that students should be given the opportunity. But if you do not see that the headmasters or the policymakers have closed, the door to these opportunities, why not we teachers create opportunities for them, open a door for them, give them the right to speak freely and not to be based only on what the book says. So leadership skills are taught in the early years of life of the people. Like since they are young kids at home, you should give, the parents also should teach them leadership skills in their houses, but also in the kindergarten. The teachers in the kindergarten, the nurses there, they should teach them how to take responsibilities as leaders in teamwork or in group work or whatever with their counterparts in the school. And then continue with the high schools and the university. So in all the levels of education, leadership skills should be taught and should be included in the curriculum. Because even in my country, leadership skills are not included in the curriculum. So we need to include them. And also it is a request by the EU community, European Union community, in order to accept us in Europe. Okay, so without understanding all these things, how can you build doors? First, the teachers should change their mindset. They should be open. They should be positive in the class to create a positive environment in the class for the kids to understand that they are going to school to learn and to study, to exchange ideas, to exchange views, to exchange culture. I'm going to say you something. Albania used to be a communist country for more than 45 years, and we were confined with the world. We were very close to the world. And the first time that we were open, it was 1990, very late compared to the other parts of the world or the other parts of Europe. So the first time I went abroad was Great Britain, when I got a scholarship from European Union to be trained on teaching ethics, teaching methodology, psycholinguistics to the master program students. And that was the biggest change of my life personally. because our education was fully inclined with the political advices given by the leader of the country, who was the only one communist that reigned for more than 45 years. So this made me change my mindset, and all the new things that I got there in the course, I just tried to put them into practice in my classes with my students, though there was nothing included in the curriculum that the university had, offered to us as professors. But I made a kind of a integration, of what I saw, what I studied, what lessons I got there to put into practice with my students. And in one of my talks at the TESOL in the United States, I said how much you change your mindset if you are confronted with the new life. And I understood it as a new life for myself. Going to England and going to the United States, meeting people, meeting a very knowledgeable people in the field that I was teaching and I'm teaching to my classes, but also change my mindset, how to deal with my students. This is the most positive thing that we should take from one another, to change our mindset and to what we get to fight any kind of conflicts, any kind of political views that bring conflicts in our mind, bring conflicts in our lives. We are people and we should be free. We should speak freely. We should work freely with other people and not prejudicing what the other people are saying about me or about my counterparts at the university or my friends, beyond my country. And so this is what I would say about these questions.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And I believe that Dr. Ambassador King David is well equipped or well informed about this particular topic and question. And I think it's a very good question. And I want to say thank you so much, Professor Delija from Albania. Be able
Thank you
to
so much.
wait a little longer to answer those questions. We appreciate you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So
Thank you so much. Thank
feel
you.
free
And
to
have a great
leave,
day.
and
Thank you and a
thank
great
you
week.
for contributing to our massive book that will be launching very soon. It's going to be a
Thank
big
you.
event in May, and quite interesting what you've written in that book. So I want to say thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank you so
much.
much. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Hopefully to
Right.
see you one day in Albania.
Oh,
Hopefully.
yes. We are coming.
Yeah.